John Cox is standing by. John is an aviation safety expert, himself a retired airline pilot. Today he is in St. Petersburg, Florida. John, as always, thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Good to see you.
Yeah, you as well. We are still in a recovery situation. The president promising a thorough investigation. Your thoughts on what we're seeing so far? And I do appreciate it's only been about 14 or 15 hours since that collision, but your thoughts?
Well, I mean, the first thing is to let the investigation run its course. Right now we're in an evidence gathering situation. We need to gather all the evidence. The first responders are still doing recovery of the victims, so that's got to go on. Once we get the evidence, the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder from the jet, we'll know more. The air traffic control tapes, the radar tapes, the interviews that NTSB will conduct, all of these things is compiling evidence so that we know the exact track of each aircraft. We know the exact altitude of each aircraft. This airspace around the Reagan National Airport has been, there's been questions raised about it over the years, but the system has worked very well. I've flown in and out of this airport numerous times, landed on this runway numerous times, and I've seen military helicopters pass underneath us many times. So these processes and procedures have proven to be effective over decades. What happened last night, why that system didn't work, those are questions that the investigators are going to be asking.
Yeah, we're showing some footage, John, the nighttime footage of the crash itself, and then now live pictures of the Potomac. We've got a map we have put together, John, for our viewers here, just to give them a sense of how this all played out. The Potomac River, Washington, some of those key landmarks, of course. We got Reagan National Airport, the Pentagon, the White House, the Capitol building, the trajectory of that chopper going one way, and then the passenger jet coming in from Wichita, Kansas, going the other way, coming in for a landing as well. I have also flown in numerous times into Reagan National, very familiar, and you know, this kind of thing very rare, correct? This kind of collision in the skies over Washington.
It's extremely rare. I can't think of another case of a midair collision in the Washington airspace in the last decades. So the fact that the jet was initially assigned one runway, they were asked to circle to another one. That is routine. I've had that request made of me many times. So that's normal. The helicopter path is normal. What happened last night? Where did this system, how did these two airplanes manage to get into the same piece of sky at the same time? That we don't know yet. And those are the questions that NTSB is going to be asking.
Absolutely. I know you've been tracking this since the news broke last night, and no doubt been following it closely throughout the day so far, John. Is there anything at this point, and I do appreciate what you're saying, and you're rightly saying this is very early, and it's going to be up to the National Transportation Safety Board to do a thorough investigation. Anything, though, that stands out for you right now based on all your years of experience?
No, I think that there's some question. It's been announced that the helicopter pilots were utilizing night vision goggles. Those things are wonderful. They do an absolutely phenomenal job about amplifying light. However, they do bring limitations in it. Depth perception is affected and others. So there's a number of pieces here that are going to need to be carefully evaluated. And so this is the step-by-step, very careful method that NTSB and other investigative agencies have used and successfully solved what accidents we have had over the years. I expect that they will solve this one.
John Cox joining us from St. Petersburg in Florida. John is an airline safety expert, a retired airline pilot with many, many, many years of experience. John, thank you for taking time for us in Canada. All the best.